Good evening. Welcome to this guided meditation session at Vajrayana Institute. And I'm Wai Cheong. So this evening we'll be doing our usual 2 sessions of meditation over the next hour. And I'm going to follow the same routine to start off with calm abiding meditation. So I mentioned several times, calm abiding meditation means we are trying to calm or settle down the disturbances of our body and mind, usually due to the various different reactions or reactivities. Our body and our mind are reacting to the different things happening in our life. Could be what is currently going on in the circumstances of our life, and could also be our reaction to the past, and our reaction to the imagined future. So, and you'll find that in calm abiding meditation, we become aware, become in touch with our habits of attention. So, a bulk of the practice of calm abiding is really learning how to adjust the energy level of our attention. Often people will find that the mind and body are agitated, so there is an excess of energy, and therefore we need to learn to settle that, calm that down, decrease the energy, release the excess, the extra agitations and tension. So that requires releasing. The opposite may also be the case. Sometimes we find that we are low in energy, physically, mentally. We just don't seem to be able to stay awake, stay engaged. Body feels heavy, mind feels very dark, very dull. In that case, we need to learn to uplift the body and mind, to bring the energy level higher. So between uplifting and releasing, that's how we learn to bring about a kind of harmonious, dynamic balance in the way we make use of our attention, the way we engage with our meditation. So first meditation, we will focus on releasing. This is what we usually do. But so today we just emphasize that theme. So what we are trying to do is to release, which is probably what most of us need. And to facilitate that, we will have my usual 3-step process to meditation. First step is to adopt a stable, supportive posture for the body. So that is very important to facilitate release. If you find that you have chosen a posture that is very unstable, that the body don't feel very safe or very comfortable in it, you are just perching on the very edge of your chair, and you find that the body would not relax. The body will stay tense or even become more tense, and the mind will get more agitated in response to the posture, or the posture you adopt actually introduce additional strain or pain. Then you'll find again the body and mind will react to that. So that is not helpful. So suitable choice of posture is the first step. Second step is to really take the time to facilitate, to help the body and mind settle down. Here, hurrying is not a good idea. Hurrying is almost doing the opposite. How can I calm down quickly, immediately, instantly? It's not going to happen. Right? So it will take a while. So the more we are able to adopt an attitude that can give space and time to the body and mind to adjust, to recognize that, I'm not in a dangerous place, I'm not in a stressful situation. I can learn to put aside all my reactions to stress. That really helps the body and mind to settle into meditation. So as always, I will be inviting you to return your attention to your own body, to be in touch with the different bodily sensations, simple sensations, nothing special, nothing spectacular, but just by reconnecting body and mind. This in itself will first of all facilitate the body to loosen up, to unwind, to settle down, and probably a bit later, the mind will also respond to this, because as the body relaxes, shifts, enter into a more relaxed state, the mind will also respond to these changes. And you may find the mind will also start to slow down, maybe it starts to release some of the thoughts, the concerns preoccupying it. So that is the second step. And third step, sometimes I call it deepening meditation. So in this first session, how can I facilitate the deepening of the release, so that not only the cause or the obvious tensions and agitations are put aside or released, but I can even start to work on more subtle ones, more subtle holding, tensing of the body, more subtle level of agitation of the mind. How can I facilitate that process of deepening release? So to do that, we make use of a support. In this case, I usually recommend the breath, simply because it's readily available, it's easy to start with. And by inviting our attention to come back and reconnect with the breath sensations again and again, and especially making use of the out breath to remind our own system, our body and mind, that there is this option available, the option of releasing. Not to worry how the body is going to do it, how the mind is going to do it. That's not our job. Our job is just to remind them, hey, it is possible for you to be in a different mode of functioning. You don't have to stay in this current state. You don't have to stay tight, tense, agitated, worried. You don't have to stay like this. Maybe it's possible to shift into something quite different, and maybe even more pleasant and more appropriate. So our job is to facilitate that process. And over time, hopefully we learn more about ourselves, our own body and mind, our own habits, our own routines, our own habitual reactions, and we can do better at facilitating release. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in the first meditation. So let's do that. I'll ring the bell while you settle your body into your posture. So take a few moments, allow your body to find its way into the posture you have adopted. So feel free to sit. You can sit on a chair or sit on the floor if you're comfortable with cross-leg position. You're also most welcome to lie down on your back, lie on the floor, maybe on a mat or a rug, or lie on the lounge or a firm bed. Lie on your back. So in either way, just make sure that your spine is comfortable, it's in a natural position, in that posture, upright if you're sitting, straight if you're lying down. Place your arms and hands so that they are resting on some supports, and that you don't have to tense up your shoulder muscles or arm muscles to somehow maintain their position, to hold up your arms in some special way. Just find a comfortable position to rest them on their supports. Eyes, normally I suggest people to close them completely. It's just simple. Although you're most welcome to leave them open or half opened, whichever works best for you. So as we allow the body to settle into this posture, see if we can facilitate that process by giving special attention to the sensations beneath us, sensations coming through to our awareness at the different points of contact between the body and the seat, the body and the ground. Allow your body to feel that it is resting on a support, a physical support that feels stable, firm, and solid. The whole posture conveys a sense of balance and safety to yourself. And we hope to trigger a natural process, a natural response from the body, one in which the body may start to loosen up a bit, may start to unwind, releasing some of those tightness, tension, tightening in the different parts of the body. And by doing so, we wish to encourage the body to settle down more and more comfortably into this posture. So that is the first step of acquiring a seat for our body in meditation. The bulk of the meditation will be spent on helping body and mind to shift gears, to make that natural transition from whatever it is we may be doing or preoccupied with into a more meditative state. And we do that by inviting our attention to come back here and now, to engage, to be in touch with our own body. So let's start at the crown of the head. See if you can become aware of sensations at the crown of the head, allowing attention to be here, to be in touch with the topmost part of our body. And just notice, simply notice any sensations at the crown. Tingling sensations, warmth or coolness, slight feeling of pressure, and can also be nothing at all. And then we allow attention to move downwards into the face so that we are in touch with the sensations at our own face. Check in to see if we are unconsciously tensing up any of the facial muscles. Some of us have the habit of tensing the muscles of the forehead. I have a tendency to tighten the muscles around the eyes, while others might be unconsciously clenching their jaw. Is it possible for us to gently relax our facial muscles? See if we can let in a feeling of softening, of ease and comfort into our own face. Notice as well sensations at the sides of the head, at the back of the head, and even inside the head. And then we allow our attention to continue downwards into the neck. Notice sensations at the muscles of the neck, sensations at the throat. Moving further down, and feel free to move at your own pace. Feel free to ignore what I'm saying if it's not appropriate or helpful to your meditation. So let us be aware of sensations at both shoulders. Notice sensations at the top of the shoulders, towards the front, towards the back, at the shoulder joints. And as so often, we Might be tensing the muscles of the shoulders unconsciously. Tensions that are not so easy to let go of. So see if we can simply acknowledge any tensions we find, any uncomfortable, unpleasant feelings we may be in touch with, and just let them be. Let them be here for the moment. Don't feel that you need to immediately get rid of them. And simply acknowledge their presence. Continue down both arms at the same time. See if we can notice sensations as we go. Sweeping downwards, notice sensations in the upper arms, maybe at the level of the skin, maybe at the level of the muscles, maybe at the different joints. Continue past the elbows. Become aware of sensations in the two forearms. And then sensations in both hands, in the palm of the hands, the back, sensations in the fingers, all the way to the fingertips. Returning our attention to the chest, and throughout the process, we might have to do that many times as our attention may be drawn elsewhere, to thoughts, to sounds, to other things that preoccupy the mind. And we can simply, as we become aware, invite the attention to come back to the body, come back to the chest, so that we can notice sensations at our chest, the movements of the breath, maybe the beating of our own heart, other sensations, including sensations from the back of the body, sensations from the upper back, down to the middle back. And then we allow our awareness, our attention to continue downwards into the abdomen so that we are in touch with sensations here. Notice sensations not only at the skin level, the level of muscles. Maybe we can even tune in to the various organs in this part of the body. And once again, not only are we in touch with the sensations at the front of the body, we are also aware of sensations from the lower back, let our attention gathered at the pelvis, the pelvic region, so that we are in touch with the different sensations here, where powerful muscles gathered. Notice sensations, tensions, ease. Become aware of the weight of the pelvis resting on your seat or on the ground. See if we can mentally give permission to rest the weight of the pelvis comfortably on its physical support. Imagine surrendering that weight to gravity. And allow the great earth to be here to support it, to hold it up, to keep it safe. And then we allow our attention to travel down both legs at the same time, starting from both hips. Allow your attention to move down towards the knees, noticing sensations as we go. From the knees, we move down to the ankles. And then allow attention to flow into both feet so that we are in touch with sensations in both feet. Sensations coming through the soles of the feet, the top of the feet, as well as sensations in the toes. Coming back to your own body, be in touch with sensations from both legs. See if you can allow both legs to rest their weight comfortably on the floor or on whatever physical support they are on, and surrender their weight to gravity and release them. So we rest our body in the meditation posture. Gradually, in its own time, allow the body to release the weight onto the support, and release any unnecessary tightening contractions. So that our body becomes more and more comfortable, settling down into the posture. And now, for the third step, helping body and mind to settle ever more deeply into the meditative state. We allow the body to continue to settle down into the posture, continue resting its weight onto the physical support. So let's rest our attention on a simple object of meditation, a simple support of our breath. See if we can become aware of the sensations of the breath in and among the different bodily sensations, the rhythmic movements of the breath as we breathe in and out. Maybe some of us may notice sensations of the breath around the nostrils. Others may notice sensations of the breath at the chest. And still others may notice them at the abdomen. See if we can rest our attention gently on these changing wave-like movements of the breath sensations in our body, so that we fully experience the in-breath and the out-breath. Attending to the breath sensations, becoming aware of the changing sensations of the breath. We make the breath as a support for our attention, a place that we can invite our attention to come back to come back here and now to engage with the breath. We don't have to force our attention to stay with it, because we can always choose to come back to it. Coming back to the breath, reconnecting with breath sensations throughout the body. Each time when we notice an out breath, see if we can facilitate a process of release by reminding our own body, our own mind with the word release on the out breath. Breathing out as we hear ourselves say the word release in our own mind. This is a cue to remind the body to continue to unwind, to set aside unnecessary tension, tightness in its own way at its own time. This is also a reminder for our own mind, our consciousness, to let go of that thoughts, that memory, fantasy, to put aside that inner conversation, inner commentary, and allow the words, the images, the memories, the fantasies to simply flow away with the breath. Each time we notice our attention is drawn elsewhere, see if we can regard that as yet another opportunity to invite our attention to come back to the breath, resting on the breath sensations, noticing an out breath. We can once again remind our system that it can release. So coming back to the breath, if we do get distracted, re-engage the breath sensations, simple sensations. And when we feel the out breath, see if we can be happy. Once again, we can release. Release and release. See if we can help body and mind to deeply release any disturbance so that they can really comfortably settle back and settle down into this moment, into meditation. So there's about 25 minutes of meditation focusing on releasing. Maybe some of you would release all the way and find yourselves drifting to sleep, which for me is a good sign. That means the releasing is happening. Sometimes people quite naturally, of course, dislike the idea that they might drift to sleep during meditation. The fact that we are able to facilitate that happening, sometimes it's nothing to do with us, sometimes we're just too tired. But the fact that we learn that we are able to do that and we get very good at doing it is a good sign, because we learn how to facilitate this process of change, of releasing, which can come in handy on many occasions in life. So it's good to practice it. What people are upset about is the fact that they not able to have perfect control, which is really not realistic. But the fact that we know we can release means what we need to work with is the other way. When energy of our system, the mind especially, is too low, then we can learn the opposite, how to uplift the mind, how to lighten the body, how to increase the energy of the mind, increase the energy of engagement of our attention. In our modern world, due to advance in technology, the change in our habits, our culture, quite often we rely on external stimulation, external objects to stimulate our senses. Of course, when our senses are stimulated, our mind is excited, energy increase. And so, rightly or wrongly, we tend to give away the power to, TV, to nowadays like Netflix. We give the power away to all these various different objects, and we rely on them to stimulate our senses and thereby uplift our mind. So that is a very common way to do it. In meditation, we adopt a different approach. We're going to take back that power, which is why we meditate on reasonably boring objects like the breath, which by itself has no power to stimulate our mind, unless, of course, we can't breathe. Then that is a different story. So we take back the power. We want the mind itself to decide and to have this ability to arouse its own energy, to activate its own resources. That the mind itself is able to increase its energy, uplift itself, and choose to engage strongly or weakly with whatever objects of its choice. And to do that, we need to learn how to create the conditions whereby the mind becomes, or attention is more interested in the object. Interest is a measure of how much energy we're willing to give to this particular object. If I find the breath very interesting, which I do after all these years of meditating on the breath, there's very strong associations, positive associations for me. So the mind finds that it has no objection to strongly engage with the breath. And it finds the breath a very engaging object. And so in so doing, you might actually get a boost in the energy. But breath is a slow object to warm up to. So in this next meditation, we're going to try something a little bit more interesting or exciting. So we'll be meditating on what we call appreciative joy, which is a kind of quality of the mind and heart, this sense of joyfulness or rejoicing. And if we are able to bring forth this quality or activate the mind in this way, and what it does is the attention actively engage with mostly memories, because or just awareness of certain circumstances or aspects of our life that are worthy of rejoicing, to feel happy about, to be able to say, oh, how wonderful this is, how wonderful it is that I'm able to enjoy this or that kind of favorable, fortunate circumstances, or looking back into the past, I have all these wonderful moments of different experiences, or I can recount the different accomplishments that I'm proud of, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So appreciative joy invite us in this meditation to give attention to all those different moments, the different aspects of our life that we can look at and feel happy about, to feel uplifted by them, feel encouraged by them, to feel a sense of gratitude, maybe, to feel blessed that we have this in our life, or we still have it, we still get to enjoy them. So usually when I do this meditation, I'm pretty loose about what is it that we want to rejoice in. I invite people to explore moments of simple joy in the past that might come back to you in this meditation. Suddenly a memory long forgotten may arise in your mind. Maybe memories from long time ago when we were young, and life is more innocent, and we have various experiences, joyful experiences, exciting experiences of discovery, of feeling being loved or loving, or funny times, happy times. And now we recollect them, we can rejoice. And I usually do this meditation by repeating two simple phrases that kind of my way of expressing appreciative joy. So you're most welcome to start with these phrases that I use and change them as you go along. Replace them with words or phrases that better resonate with you. So I always say, may my happiness continue, may my good fortune not diminish. In fact, I tend to say the words and see what images may be triggered by them. So that is the first part, rejoicing in our own share of happiness, of good fortune, of auspicious circumstances in our life that we may tend to take for granted. And now is a good time to revisit them and to appreciate them, to feel joyful of having them, having those. Could be physical circumstances, could be experiences, could be important people in our life. How wonderful it is we have them in our life, we have all those interactions, those relationships. And if there's time, I might invite you to turn your attention to someone else, someone you know quite well, someone that you're close to, and look at their life, as much as you know or you can imagine what might be in their life or what they have experienced, and see if we can also again uncover those moments of happiness or good fortune or qualities, talents, accomplishments in relation to another person, and feel happy for them and say, oh, may your happiness continue, may your good fortune not diminish. When we're really able to get into it, when joy arises, joy really uplifts the mind and body, dispel the darkness, the downness of boredom, and lighten the load on our shoulders, and allow the body to even physically feel lighter, more buoyant, more hopeful, maybe. So that's what we're going to do. So let's settle ourselves back into a meditation posture again. So once again, I invite you to find a suitable supportive posture for your own body in meditation. And let's give our body a few moments to adjust, to find its way back into the meditation posture, to feel supported, balanced in the posture. And to help body and mind to shift gears once again, to settle back, transition back into meditation. Let's make use of the breath as a support now. So we might want to start with a few deep breaths. Breathing out, see if we can remind ourselves to release. allowing the breath to settle back to its natural rhythm without any need to control the breath, to make it longer or shorter, to make it deeper or slower. Just allow the body to breathe itself. And we rest our attention on the breath sensations throughout the body, reconnecting attention with breath sensations in the body, and as well as other bodily sensations we may notice. Attending to the breath, once again we make use of the out breath. Each time we notice ourselves breathing out, see if we can also remind our body as well as our mind to release. We don't have to worry about how that release will happen, how to make it happen. We simply remind our own system that it can release. Breathing out, not only can we release carbon dioxide, maybe some of the unnecessary tightness, tensions in the body can flow away with the breath. Maybe some of the thoughts or images, memories, inner commentaries that preoccupy our attention, maybe they too can flow away with the breath. And we allowed the body and mind to continue this process of unwinding, of loosening up and settling down in the background. As we turn our attention, putting aside the breath, we turn our attention to the cultivation of appreciative joy. And we do that by using support in the form of a few simple phrases that best convey our sense of rejoicing. Phrases such as, may my happiness continue, may my good fortune not diminish. So feel free to change the words. And as you say the phrases slowly, mindfully, in your own way, allow it to stir up, bring forth memories, images, or bring into your awareness aspects of your life that we tend to take for granted, tend not to pay much attention to. Bring to mind anything in our life, past or present, that are worthy of rejoicing, feeling happy about, our share of happiness and good fortune in life. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. Coming back to the words as a support, as we repeat the phrases, allow the meaning and the words to sink deeper into ourselves so that it may awaken into our awareness memories of the past, awareness of certain aspects of our life, of ourselves, of our inner qualities, of our own accomplishments, joyful moments, happy moments, moments of relaxation, of ease and comfort, and so on and so forth. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. Even if, as we say the words, nothing come to mind, we have drawn a blank, that is perfectly fine. Simply, slowly repeat the words, the phrases, and continue to practice radiating appreciative joy towards oneself, towards our life, towards our experiences. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. Coming back to your phrases of appreciative joy, see if you can regard this meditation as taking an opportunity, creating the time, the space for ourselves to rejoice in our own happiness, our own good fortune, our own auspicious features or circumstances in life. However small they may be, see if we can bring them to mind and rejoice in them. A simple moment of joy or happiness, be it of the past, of the present, a moment of freedom, a moment of excitement, a moment of loving connection with others. Simple memories can come alive again in this meditation, and in response to them, see if we can sincerely repeat similar phrases and offer sympathetic, appreciative joy to ourselves. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. Coming back to oneself, to one's memories, to one's life. Sometimes people may set too high a standard for happiness, for joy, for good fortune. And all it needs is a lowering of that standard, not aiming for perfection, but simply to appreciate what is already here, what we have already experienced. By lowering our standard, we make it possible for us to appreciate all the many wonderful moments each and every one of us have experienced in our own life. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. So coming back to your phrases, the words of appreciative joy, when we are able to enter into the meditation, able to engage with the different images, the memories, the theme of the meditation, and find within ourselves a certain measure of that feeling of joy, rejoicing, of appreciation, then we may find that interest in the subject of meditation is aroused, attention is engaged, body may be uplifted and energized. And it is in this way that we are able to uplift both body and mind, increase the energy of attention through appreciative joy. May my happiness continue. May my good fortune not diminish. And then to conclude the meditation, as we put aside the different images and words, it'd be good to gather up all things positive experiences, and dedicate that positive momentum towards the fulfillment of our own higher aspirations. We may think to ourselves that may anything good or beneficial that come out of the meditations, may they stay with us, linger in body and mind, so that they can continue to benefit us. Okay, so we didn't get to other people. We're only rejoicing in ourselves, our own happiness and good fortune. And I hope you'll find that at least an interesting meditation, if not also an uplifting one. And so today we touch on the theme of releasing excess or agitated energy of body and mind, and uplifting body and mind when they're feeling down and low and heavy. So with that, thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you have a good week ahead, and hope to see you here online next week. So take care and good night.